Crunch Time Coaching, and I hope you've been enjoying Will Hamilton and Pat Rafter getting your serve down pat. I've watched all the videos myself. It's been really enjoyable. And so I just want to make this video to maybe add a little something to the course which you all may enjoy. And that is my formula that I teach my students how to play high percentage serving games, okay, as far as, you know, how can you most effectively play smart tennis without having to think too much, okay? So I kind of take and break down the Andre Agassi formula for point play when he started to get really, really good. I mean, he was always awesome, right? But if you follow his career, when he was younger, he was a little bit frustrating to some of his fans. He had so many shots, he had every shot in the book, and yet he was underperforming. He wasn't winning the big matches, he wasn't winning the Grand Slams, and later in his career, he was thought to be a very smart tennis player. And the interesting thing about that is what he did was actually simplify his game to become a better player. You know, when you would watch him play in the beginning, he would hit every shot in the book almost on every single point. There was too much variety in his game. So what we're going to look at today is basically what I thought that he did on most points, kind of his blueprint for point construction. This is what I teach my students, especially if they are baseliners. So what we're going to look at right now is a diagram of a tennis court and kind of how you want to play a lot of your points. And again, to me, you know, if you serve out wide, okay, so we're serving out wide, it makes this strategy even more effective, but you don't have to serve out wide, okay? But Andre especially loved to do a nice kick serve out wide. And then what he would do after that is always go to the open court. Whether you got a forehand or a backhand, so you don't have to overthink it, wherever there's a wide open court after you hit your serve, basically the other side, he would hit there. So now he's got the opponent on the first two shots running, right? He's serving, maybe getting them off the court a little bit there, and then go in the open court. Now they're running. Now his hope is after that they can't get to the ball early enough to where they're forced to hit down the line. And then after that, it gets very simple. If they go and they hit down the line, now he can continue to hit cross court. With each shot, they're getting a little more and more out of position. And he just keeps going cross court till they basically cannot get to the ball. Okay? And that is the way he basically played all his points. Now, let's say he did a good serve, and he hit to the open court, and then the player was able to run the ball down early and hit a solid cross-court shot back to him. What would Andre do? Well, then he basically would just play a game of chicken, saying, I've got the best cross-court shot in the world, and I'm going to hit cross-court, play a game of chicken with you, make you feel so uncomfortable until you start changing the directions, therefore making more mistakes, forcing errors, and that is it in a nutshell. It's a really simple formula, but all of a sudden you're playing really smart, and you find that you're actually, you know, hitting more winners. You're certainly winning a lot more points than if you're trying to think of how to play each point out individually. If you just use this simple formula, you're going to start, things are going to open up for you naturally. Andre would not hit down the line unless it was just so clear, unless it was a no-brainer. He's got the person out of position. The ball is shorter, so he can step into the court. But if he basically had to stay at that baseline or beyond, he's hitting cross-court almost, you know, I'd say 80% of the time. So I wanted to give that to you so that you can become a very smart tennis player out there without having to think too much. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you really enjoy the course, down pat, get your serve down pat, because I know Pat was one of my favorite players of all time, and you're just going to learn so much. So this is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching saying good luck to you and your tennis game.